Hey, so welcome. I called you in here because I felt like you were in need of a bit of help in your situation, and I just wanted to be of support. So basically, I just want you to tell me exactly what's going on, and let's see how I can be of assistance. So go ahead. Oh, okay. Lay it all out on the table. I feel you, girl. Hold on. Oh, well, there your happiness went. Flew right off the table. I wonder why. I mean, chaos, for sure. And just questions about whether your work is fulfilling you anymore. I mean, go right ahead. I honestly think what you need is a bit of a break. I feel like you need some time to acknowledge all the work that's already been done. Number one, if this is a corporate situation, you may need to ask for some time off. If this is you running your own business, you might need to take a break, or you might need to begin the hiring process so that you can onboard someone who can take on some responsibilities. It's time to delegate and spread the tasks out because there's just a lot that you're taking on, a lot coming at you, and it doesn't give you enough time to really sink in and be able to look at the fruits of your labor and appreciate the fruits of your labor. You know, everything is just coming too fast, too quick. There's always something going on, and it's kind of making you want to run away and abandon things altogether and just go find your village or go become a parent and just like let it all go. And I mean, that is an option, but is that the option? Like, is the answer that you just need rest, or do you actually need to leave here? Let's see. There's a lot that you want to say. I mean, judgment call. Yeah, you don't seem very happy, and it feels like your inner world, your dream world, is where you're finding most of the light in your life these days. It feels like it's hard to recognize where the sun is. It's hard to figure out how to move beyond the clouds, how to move beyond the storm happening or circling you. That has to do with maybe a lot more than just a lack of rest. It could feel like you're having your time stolen from you at this point. Like your life is being kind of snatched away from you because of the extensive amount of work. You could feel like your life is being drained. Your life force energy is being drained from you, which in that case, then the answer of whether you want to leave is starting to become a lot more clear, or whether you need to leave. But what does that even look like for you? Onboarding a new staff member, a temporary leave, a sabbatical. It's definitely not a change that can happen overnight, but maybe you need to begin planning and prepping. This Five of Swords is interesting. You could feel defensive of your job or even wonder if someone is trying to take your spot, which could also be preventing you from being able to get a clear head around what you want to do. But it also kind of feels like you just want to go out on your own. It feels like there's this dream that you want to nurture, but you are not prepared to do so, willing to let go. There's a stronger foundation in the work that you're currently doing that is keeping you at bay, keeping you reined in. But it feels like you get closer and closer to just completely letting go, because I think you're starting to become resentful of this job or this experience altogether, and are just beginning to see more and more of the bright side of something else. The grass is looking greener and greener on the other side, and I actually don't think that your vision is skewed. I think that you might be right, and it might be time to take on a new path. Though, acknowledge that once you do surrender this current comfort zone, you're going to be experiencing the anxiety of independence, the anxiety of freedom, of cutting yourself loose and no longer being chained to something. Because, even though you're chained to something, so there is some sense of security and stability. And when you're free, you're liberated, but also that means you're open to the world with nothing securing you, nothing holding on to you, no protector, no protective instinct. And that can make us feel just as vulnerable as a little baby, fresh out the womb. But the Fool seems to be the journey that you are claiming and desiring. It feels like you want to just go full speed ahead into a new path, into another world, into a new life. And that seems to be where all your energy is. Just be sure not to burn out and pace the momentum that you have. Because if you do want to become an entrepreneur or leave this work, you're going to need as much energy as you can muster. This is hard work. This is work that you can do, though, if you're fulfilled by it. But it's like wading into the deep end of water of a pool. It takes a lot of time. There could be hints in your surroundings or support. I'm just not exactly sure how that's going to show up for you yet. Whoa. But there is an opportunity for you. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. There's definitely some type of information that is being dropped into your corner, whispered into your ear, that is giving you a little hint as to how you can make this happen faster or make this be a smoother transition for you. If you're open to it, if you're open to receiving it. You've got to be willing to look at it, though, to take it in, and to accept the help. The universe. Again, there is some type of thing that you want to bring to an end. Perhaps this position. Perhaps you're done catering to somebody else's will, being on call all the time, being the nurturer. Perhaps you are wanting to reclaim your body and reclaim your time and nurture yourself a little bit more. You're sick of feeding everybody else, filling everybody else's cup. This could be a burnt out mother for sure. But this feels like someone who does not want to be the employee anymore, does not want to be underneath somebody's thumb anymore. I get it. I get it. There's a whole lot that you're willing to kind of just let go and not see how it plays out. I think you're not even too worried about what will happen if all these other things come crashing down, because you're just like, oh, not my problem. I want this new beginning. I claim and desire this new beginning, and I'm going to take it by any means necessary. And I think your intuition is kind of like a cat right now and is very stealthy and willing to and keenly able to recognize where your power should be drawn towards, where you should be leading your energy. I feel like the mature intuition within you knows that your focus is on this specific career prospect, this specific job, this specific responsibility, and knows that's where you're putting your energy and your power. But it's like, oh, actually, I see something else in the corner of my eye that looks a lot more profitable, that looks a lot more effective, and I feel like that's what we should be going towards. And I personally think you should listen to that voice. I wonder if it's really so much of a decision and more of just like a go time. After some much needed rest, of course, you could sleep on it, take the day to think about it. Ultimately, you're going to have to make this decision, though. Let's see what you're not looking at. While you're in your dream world, in reality, what is falling away from you or into your lap? Wow. Again, these same energies. There's a voice calling you in a different direction. There's a voice calling you in a different direction, whether it's an inner voice, whether it's your eyes looking somewhere else. The energy is saying there's something else. This is not it. Okay, so it could even be that what you're thinking you want to move towards isn't even the answer yet. And there's something beneath that. 12:12 on the clock. Wow. The 8 of Swords. Your gaze could be obstructed right now. You could not be able to see clearly or think clearly. There could also be this energy of not letting your inner child rule too much, because the inner child is still a child and you are the adult, and you do need to step into that energy. So making sure that the whimsical isn't beating out the 3D reality, because you are living in this world and you do need to make money and survive over here. And the anxiety can be showing up in many different ways. The anxiety can look like constant daydreaming. The anxiety can look like constantly wondering, if there's something better, if there's something else. That's what anxiety can also look like. That's what self-sabotage looks like. Is the grass greener? Rather than being very satisfied with your current situation because it has so much potential to grow. This really does seem like a judgment call that you have to make for yourself. And it's kind of just like, are you prepared to do it? Do you know how to do it? Is there possibly a way to blend or to bring this energy into your life without having to let everything go? 10 of Cups again, 9 of Cups again. It seems like you can have it all. You can have what you're currently doing and that self-fulfillment. But how? How can you get it all? You do need to embody the swan. Right now, you could be the ugly duckling, and you might need to wait for the transformation to complete its cycle. You could just be in the ugly duckling phase. You could be in the glass half empty phase, and you need to wait for it to begin to fill up. You need to wait. You could be cutting the tie on your blindfold, but you need to wait for it to fully cut, for it to be fully severed so that you can see. And between that process of waiting, that could feel like forever, and that could be really draining you to the point where you want to just give up or throw everything away or just pick a completely, entirely new path because you're like, you know what, this isn't working. But don't rush. Be keenly aware of what's trying to distract you. Don't become easily distracted. And these distractions can pop up as other opportunities, other ways. Get rich quick. But you seem to be figuring it out. It's funny how we got here in just 14 minutes. We've gone through like a whirlwind of emotions. Sometimes all it takes is just talking it out. Sometimes all you need to do is broach the subject, but avoiding it altogether, avoiding the idea of, do I want to quit my job? Do I want to leave this? Do I want to hire somebody else? Do I need a break? Do I want to take a year off? Do I want to end this altogether? Avoiding the subject altogether can make us self-sabotage our entire life and destroy everything we have. But if you just begin to talk about it, you don't know where you're going to end up at the end of that conversation. You could decide you don't want to take your time off and you actually just need 2 weeks, or you could decide that you do need time off and you also want to get away some of your responsibilities. You could decide you want to leave altogether. But first, you need to take the time to explore the subject. Zero pressure. Something is building in your mind, in your personal world. But there is still this resentment for the weight that you have to carry or for the work that you've had to do. And I feel like there might need to be a switch in mindset, especially around how you view the work that you've had to do up until this point. If you resent hard work, then there could be a bit of energy attached to that in terms of your own relationship with the business or the career that you have and the ways that you're making money. There could be resentment around it, which could be blocking the flow of energy coming through, of love coming through. There may need to be some passion reintegrated into your work right now. Some excitement, some new experiences, some experimenting. You might need to get a little playful with the work to bring some energy back, jazz it up, because right now it's looking dull and like it's trying to suffocate you, and there's a bit of a vilification of your work when really you're probably just exhausted and feeling like underappreciated. Especially if there's not many people around to even say thank you. Especially if you're doing thankless work, much like a mother. So what are the ways that you can take care of yourself? What are your coping mechanisms? How can you heal? For some people, you literally should just go to a spa. For some people, you need to go to a spa. For some people, you need to do something that challenges you. Some type of quest. You need to go on some type of adventure that makes you appreciate home, but also that reminds you of the life force energy that you have within you, of the survivor that you have, the fighter that you have. For some people, you need to go to a show, a magic show, a movie, a performance. You need to go watch other people do their passions. You need to go watch other people at work, get inspired a little bit. For some people, painting, collaging, dreaming. For some people, a bit of a waving a white flag, asking for help. Some people, finding a balance. Teamwork, perhaps, calling on your spirit team, calling on your actual team, if you work in a team, calling on your coworkers, asking for help, sharing the load, going to therapist, bringing some fun back into your life, fun back into the action, experimenting a little bit more, smiling a little bit more. This could really be a simple case of you're actually just feeling like you hate your job, or you're just feeling like you hate your life because you're exhausted and you just need to go relax. You need retreat, you need rest, you need a break, and rest can look like many different ways. If you can't actually afford to go to a spa right now or take that kind of break, maybe rest looks like changing up how you're doing your work, changing up what you're dressing like, how you're showing up. Some type of change in your routine to make you feel like there's something new here, something new to be explored. You might feel like you want to make decisions, you want to change things up, you want more order. There's like a push for control in order to like rebalance or restabilize your life, but really what needs to be stabilized and rebalanced is your energy. It's not really your life, it's more so your energy, or how your life contributes to what your energy looks like and how your energy balances out. But ultimately, it's more of an energetic thing than a reality thing. physical reality type of thing. And everything is a work in progress. Things don't need to happen super quickly, and in fact, most times they won't. So you might need to just be gentle with yourself when it comes to that as well, and accept the process of things, accept the motions, accept the seasons of life, and give yourself a break. Go inside and see what's going on and what you need. Check out what your inner child is doing. Hang out with them for a little bit. See what your inner teenager's up to. Go to yourself, your full present self, and engage in some conversations and record what's going on. Take an account of what's going on inside. And if you notice that there's some heartbreak lingering or some disappointment and some resentment, address that, because that's absolutely having an effect on the way that you feel and how restless you might feel and how angry and irritated and uptight and annoyed you might feel. So right now is a time for releasing a lot of stuck energy emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Acupuncture could help. Therapy will probably really help. Just talking it out, letting it go, and being honest with yourself and maybe with others that you trust about where you're struggling so you can get help. You could share. And it might feel like putting your business out there, but it's not. It's just being honest. And we all need a little bit of honesty. Honesty hour. Okay. Well, I think that that's it. Let the walls come crashing down. It won't be as bad as you think it is. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. And there's no shame. Okay. Bye.